I'm going to create for creation's sake, and I love it and I enjoy it. And if someone else enjoys it, woohoo, like good time. We're having great times. It's great. And if someone else doesn't like it, it's all good. Like, it's not going to affect me. It's not going to keep me up. It's not going to keep me, or it's not going to change how I create, and so on and so forth. The big the thing that you said is having confidence in yourself and having a stable foundation. That's how you can get to that point. So how does one get to that point? I don't know if this is a great time to share the Beat Academy's story, or, where do you want to go with that?
There's two things, because I also want to push back on what I'm saying, because I know somebody watching this or hearing this is going to be thinking there's effort that gets pushed into projecting the art you're making to the masses, right? So I get it. For the average person, who might be listening to this, like, okay, that's cute. Just be yourself, or just love the music you're making. I get that. And it's not just to be a bumper sticker on the car and then you go on your merry way. When you're on that foundation, you are now in a good position to fuel the ambition to go and market the music you're making, do all the disciplinary work that you need to do to get that to the most people possible. You're going to be in a much more healthier and stable place to do that than if you're just going crazy with everybody. And if your identity is not in the music, you're just tossed to and fro. That's what I'm saying. You need that component first as a foundation, so that when you do put in the work, it's like, all right, man, now it's time to get as many people on board with what I'm doing as possible. Great. Utilize the frameworks, utilize the meta ads, all the things, strategies that are there to use to get the most people connected with the music you're making. That's what I'm saying, is that without the proper foundation, you're attaching yourself to frameworks, you're attaching yourself to strategies, and then you're like, I only got like 12,000 monthly listeners. You're starting to realize where the real value is, that it doesn't become stream numbers, it becomes with connection. That's what I'm getting at. Without that foundation, you're tossed back and forth. And so, to answer your question, well, what are the ways to help level up that conviction? How do you gain confidence? Well, one of the things I've noticed throughout the years of working with some killers in this industry is that the difference between a professional, whether it's like Jimmy Douglas, Chris Lord-Alge, Rehab, or Tiesto, the difference between the pros and amateurs is that the pros have confidence in their creative decisions. That's the biggest difference. And how did they do that? Well, they've gone the years through the ups and downs that led them to be more confident with their creative decisions. That's why when you go to a professional, it's like, well, what EQ should I use to get that snare? It's like, I don't care. I use this one because it does what I want it to do. And they're like, well, that's not what YouTube told me. I was like, well, that's the thing. Like, I've been doing this for a while and I'm more confident with this. And so my workflow, my approach to getting the music I want out there is like, tiki, tiki, tiki. It's not unorthodox, and it probably goes against everything you're hearing on YouTube, but this is why I'm confident with it. And when you pull the veil back on a lot of these pros, you're like, oh, wow. That's really weird. I never thought about doing it that way. And okay, you leave all the technical, pragmatic stuff at the door, and you lean more towards how do you build confidence with your creative decisions. And so how do you do that? Well, the way that, and I think this is going to crack the door open to the next question, like, what was the best decision in my career? I decided to double down and find someone that can mentor me, find someone that can pour into me, not just useless information, although the information was very useful, but the wisdom that goes behind all the years' experience. Because mentorship isn't just telling you what EQ to put on the snare drum. It's, man, how do you deal with life-work balance? How do you deal with the ups and downs, the emotional ups and downs of getting rejected, of getting accepted, knowing the right steps to take to actually achieve success with your music, passion, and goals, right? That's what the role of a mentor does. And so when I got involved with finding someone like Jimmy Douglas was for me, who's a legendary veteran in the space, he took me under his wing, and that's where things just dramatically changed. It was just a huge, huge pivotal moment in my career. So you gain confidence by hanging around with those who have that confidence, because then it overflows and meets the needs that you have with your music. And then another thing too is, like, without having to do that, it'll take a while, but you start learning, you start gaining more of that confidence when you can remove the identity, when you can go back to that childlike faith. So there's that thing. It's like, if I can love the process, I gain more and more confident with what I love doing. Therefore, hey, I just love the way it sounds. And then you might open someone's Ableton or session and be like, dude, why do you have 3 overdrive plugins? and you're not even like killing anything behind 80 hertz below. There's no like high pass filter and any of this stuff. What are you doing? This is so wrong. Is it though? Because it got him the results he wanted. He or she loves the outcome of that. So who's to say it's wrong? That's what I'm talking about. It's not getting hung up on the technical stuff, but really enjoying the end result. And at the end of the day, the person tapping in on the other side of the laptop or phone doesn't even freaking care. It's just like, I don't care how you got to the end of the race. You got there. Did I even answer your question? I don't know where I don't know where I ended up.
Absolutely, you did. Yeah, because the main question that I asked is, how does someone get to a stable foundation? And ultimately, the answer, the quickest, most efficient way to get there is to have a mentor. You need someone, whatever that mentor may be, or whoever that mentor may be, but it's someone that has already achieved the goals, that knows the ways, that has said, that has walked through the shadow of the valley of death and said, absolutely stay away from that cavern over there. But by the way, that tree has the best berries in the valley. DAW Nation, listen very closely. This is not the end to this content. This was a teeny tiny little snippet from our full episode. You can check out the full episode in the link in the description. And when you go to the free episode, you can get a free pack over there. So go check it out right now. Why are you still here? Get out of here. Go check it out. We'll see you over there.